Hi there! Today we are doing these mood fabrics trousers. To begin, here is everything you need to make these trousers. I've already assembled my pattern and cut out all of my fabric pieces. The first step is to mark the dots and the back pocket placement. I also mark the notches on the front pieces as they'll be essential during construction. You can either snip small notches with your scissors or mark them using an erasable fabric pen. After marking the right and the wrong side of each piece, I can start sewing the front dots. Make sure you fold your fabrics right sides together, otherwise you'll have to unpick your stitches and start over. The excess of fabric should be on the wrong side, which will be inside the garment. Then sew the dart on your sewing machine. Don't forget to backstitch at the beginning and the end because these small details make your garment stronger and longer lasting. Repeat the process on the remaining front dots and on the second front piece. Next, you can sew the dart on the back pieces. Once I've prepared the pockets by hemming the top edge and pressing the remaining seam allowances, I can attach them to the back pieces. If your fabric doesn't hold the crease well, you can baste the fold first to make machine sewing easier. Once the back pockets are sewn on, give everything a good press. This removes any fabric pen marks, smooths the fabrics, and helps set the dots nicely. Now it's time to install the front pockets. This step may seem a little intimidating, but you'll see it's actually quite simple. Once again, I'll mark the wrong size of my pocket pieces, then fold each pocket in half right sides together, making sure the curved edges at the bottom line up. Take the shorter side of the pocket as shown in the video, then open it and place it right side against the front trouser piece. Pin everything in place and sew. Once sewn, I recommend finishing the seam with either an overlocker or a zigzag stitch if you don't have a serger. This prevents the fabric from fraying over time. Press the seam flat first, then open the pocket and press again. Next, we'll sew top stitch. Once the top stitching is complete, we can finish sewing the pocket. Fold the pocket to the wrong side of the trouser leg. The top stitching will help it naturally fall into place. Fold the pocket right sides together, matching the bottom edges. The top of the pocket should extend slightly, just as before. Pin and sew the bottom of the pocket and repeat the same process on the other leg. Next, attach the top of the pocket to the top of the trouser leg. Fold the pocket neatly against the leg, pin it in place, and sew. You should end up with this result. Before installing the zipper, we'll finish all the raw edges, both crotch seam and both fly pieces. Now take your zipper and position it as shown in the video. Place the zipper right side together with the front piece and sew along the seam you just made. Here I'm doing it slightly different from what the pattern recommends. I am doing mirroring and this piece should be on the other side of the front piece. You'll simply need to switch the buttonhole tab to the opposite side. Attach the fly facing to the other front piece and sew it in place. Press the seam flat, then press it open as we also be adding top stitching here. The top stitching is sewn on the fly side and not on the front trouser piece. To assemble the two front pieces, take the side with the zipper and place the fly piece on top, right side together, just as shown in the video. Sew along the right side of the zipper. Once that's done, sew the front crotch seam. For a smooth alignment, begin your stitching as close as possible to the end of the zipper seam. After sewing the crotch seam, draw the front stop stitching line using a reusable fabric pen and sew along that line. You should obtain that result. Now let's assemble the back pieces, once again right sides together. Once sewn, you can finish the crotch seam using an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. You can now join the front and the back pieces. Place them right sides together and sew both side seam and the inseam. Now let's move to the waistband tabs. I choose to interface these small pieces, although it's completely optional. It makes them slightly firmer. Fold each tab in half lengthwise, right sides together, then sew or overlock the seams. Turn each tab right side out using a safety pin. Once turned, press them well. Use the pattern as a guide, mark the fold line on the tab, then attach the buckle as shown in the video. Let's move to the waistband now. I highly recommend interfacing it. Once all the waistband pieces have been interfaced, we can begin sewing. Start with the back waistband piece and sew only the top edge, right sides together. For the front waistband pieces, also place them right sides together, sew across the top edge, then continue sewing along the entire tab extension. So as to install the buckle tabs, use notches you marked earlier. They indicate the exact placement. Pay close attention to the direction of the tabs so they'll function correctly when fastening the waistband. Now fully open the waistband, attach the front waistband pieces and sew the side seams. You can now sew the waistband onto the trousers. I close the inside of my waistband by hand using an invisible stitch, but you can absolutely sew it by matching if you prefer. Finally, I sew the buttonhole for the waistband tab. Take your time when opening the buttonhole so you don't accidentally cut beyond the stitching. And the last step, hem the bottom of the trousers. And that's it, your trousers are finished. I hope you enjoy sewing them as much as I enjoyed creating this tutorial. You can easily adapt this pattern into a woman version by adjusting the pattern pieces to your own measurement. Thank you for watching!